My fiance's toxic mother has a weird obsession with my boyfriend, but my naive boyfriend thinks that it is all in my head. Plus, all updates a few days ago, I met his family. Some things about them just didn't sit right with me. His mom is very possessive about him. The first thing she said when she saw me was, "So, you are the lady that keeps my son busy." I know it sounds like a joke, but she said it in a condescending tone throughout the entire gathering. She was trying to avoid me. She would get irritated whenever I got closer to my fiancé. She made one very mean comment when I asked her for a piece of pie. She said I would not be able to fit in my dress if I ate any more of it. She deliberately made me sit far away from him so that she could sit beside him. I knew she didn't like me, but I tolerated that. But she was way too harsh on her oldest daughter. She keeps making comments like, "When are you getting married?" And if she still can't get over Ben, her Bill. The thing is, Mia used to date Ben until he dumped her to be with a younger sister. Jen isn't very nice either. She was mean to Mia and kept bugging her to get a husband. Jen also didn't like me because she made some snide remarks about my upbringing. I'm half Bengali, after all. I grew up in an abusive household. I had to struggle a lot, whereas my fiancé came from a well-to-do family. His dad didn't speak much, he didn't say anything, and just nodded. The only normal person there was Mia, because she just kept to herself nonetheless. I did not feel very welcome by them. I just had this gut feeling that if I get married, this will be my whole life. I would always have to compete with his mother, but he's so nice and sweet. I never felt so in love with anyone as I did with him. He brings me flowers, he takes care of me, and he treats me like a queen, but I do not like his family at all. After a few days, I broke it off with him. He was understandably sad. He asked for a reason. I just told him I didn't feel good about our relationship, that we are not compatible. There were tears, but I left update. I just talked to his sister Mia on the phone. It was a surprise to me that she wanted to talk. She got the news of us breaking up and asked if we could talk on the phone. I agreed. I was desperate to hear any news from him. We talked for like an hour or so. It was mostly her telling me how her family was toxic. I made the right decision because her mom had a weird obsession with her baby boy. She also mentioned her mother was a bit racist because of where I came from. Overall that day, she wanted to warn me, but she told me to meet my ex and tell him the truth. He deserves to know why I don't want to be a part of his family. He needs to hear the truth. I told him everything, and also about my feelings for his family, especially how they are treated. Mia, needless to say, he was upset. He tried to convince me this was all in my head, that I shouldn't throw away our relationship because of his family. His family will accept me if I become a part of it. I tried to explain things from my perspective, but he wasn't budging. Then the topic of Mia came. He said it is unfair that even his sister is abandoning the family. He mentioned me as big news, and she said she doesn't want to be a part of their family. I told him I knew about it, because I talked to Mia. That seems to upset him even more. He is pissed that Mia shared her news to me before his family. I got angry and told him this was exactly why I did not want to be a part of his family. Her mother treated me like an outsider and didn't make me feel welcome. His family is very toxic. I grew up in a toxic family, and I don't want to die in one. Maybe someday he will find a woman. His mother approves it, but that woman is not me.